Welcome to our Tuesday training for ASEA Connect 2.0. This is ASEA's prospecting app that allows you to share content with other contacts and help learn more about ASEA and its amazing products. And I'm going to take about 30 minutes of your time here today to go through some of the major features of the app, how you're going to use it effectively, and answer any questions you guys have about how to use this app effectively. So let's go ahead and get started here. I have a little PowerPoint presentation that I'd like to show you guys to make sure that we are all on the same page. I just realized I had to update the year there to 2021. So let's go ahead and kick this off here. So first things first, our training schedule. We like to meet twice a week, Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m. Mountain Time and Thursday evenings at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. The Thursday evening slot is either hit or miss depending on what things are going on in my life, and so if I do have to cancel that or postpone that meeting, I will try to let you guys know there in the Facebook group. So keep that in mind. Most of the times Tuesdays during the business hours at 10 a.m. that's when I'm available to help train you guys on how to use this app and how to really grow with it effectively. So we like to meet on Zoom. In the near future though, we have some new features with the app that I would like to meet through, which is going to be a awesome way to be able to kind of share this app and how it works. There's some features out there that we want to maybe show you using our different training methods, and so I'm excited to show you that as well. So looks like this got adjusted here. We like to post our recorded trainings on a couple different areas. We have our ASEAConnect.me website right here, where you can stay connected to learn more about some of our major features and some of the other areas of the app that you may want to pay attention to. And we also post our trainings there on this training button right here. And if you click on that, you can see all of the ones that I have posted up here to allow you to kind of learn more about the app and things and whatnot. So keep that in mind as you're going through and want to catch up on some of our trainings. Pop into these training calls, and it would be a good way to kind of re-engage yourself with the content. So let's carry on here. We do have a Facebook page here that I need to work on posting a few of our videos to. Facebook.com/ASEA Business Coach. This is where you can see all of our different Facebook trainings that we have here in the app and on Facebook, and we like to try and post through when we meet and things like that. So this Facebook page is a good avenue for a lot of you to be able to share these videos with other associates who might be learning the app or brand new with ASEA Connect. That's a good opportunity to do that right there. We still have our in-app training area for ASEA Connect, where you can learn more about the contacts area, different ways how you can share using text messages and sharing websites, and many more. So definitely don't forget to check that area out as you're cruising through this app. Our schedule today, we're going to go through a couple of the updates on the iOS version of the app to make sure you guys are aware of where to find the settings and some other areas like that. So be on the lookout for that. We'll try to go through a lot of these here on this end, so I'll take some time here to do that. We recently got our hands on an iPhone to help with our trainings, and so we'll be able to have an iPhone and an Android phone side by side to help answer your questions on how to use these apps effectively. Yeah, it looks like these got a little bit shifted here. Let's go ahead and readjust some of these here. There we go. For any technical support you have on ASEA Connect 2.0, this connect@aseaglobal.com email address is going to be the best email for you to use to reach me for any questions you have about the app. So connect@aseaglobal.com is the one I'd like you to use. I also threw down here the associate support phone number for any questions you have about how to log in to ASEA Connect, what is my login, and things like that. That's going to be your resource to help you with that. I can't necessarily help you with the password stuff, but I can help you with more of the technical nitty-gritty details of the app, and that's what I'm here for at the connect@aseaglobal.com email address. So let's move on here, and let's pull over our apps here, and let's take a few minutes to show you some of the differences. There's a recent update here for the iPhone app that I want to get out and show you guys here. So give me just 2 seconds here to pull up my iPhone. And let's get it here. Beautiful. All right. So now that we have that pulled up, let me open up the ASEA Connect app. And just so you guys know, if you guys need to download the ASEA Connect app and you have not yet done so, you will be able to do so by going into the App Store, go into the search there at the bottom, in the bottom right there, and just simply search for ASEA. And you'll be able to see there ASEA Connect 2.0 will pull up, and you'll be able to kind of see some previews of the images there, and you can download it and get yourself logged in. Now keep in mind, logging into the app is going to be the credentials that you use for the virtual office, and so try not to get confused with that. Now I'm currently logged in as it looks like Austria here, so let me go ahead and update my language, and I can do so. So with the iPhone app, I want to show you here a couple things have looked a little bit different here. You got your business button here on the Android, and you have your more button over here on the iPhone. If you tap that more button there, you'll be able to see your business tab hasn't gone anywhere. It's just here in the more section, but you'll be able to go here to the settings and adjust some of your other different areas here as well. So let's go to the market and language, and let's change this from Austria to the United States English to make sure that we have the same content on both sides of the screen here. Okay, let's give that a second for that to load up. All right. So when the app first loads up, you're going to see a couple of things with the app here. So let me pull up a couple areas. Let me see if I can adjust one quick thing here with the zoom on this iPhone to make things a little bit more, give us a little bit more breathing room on the app. There we go. Perfect. All right. So now that we're here, a couple things I want to show you here just first and foremost. The biggest change with the iPhone and the iOS app is down here on the bottom right, your little more button, as you see there, how I'm clicking that there. That has been updated recently, so you can access your business area just like you would from there, your settings and your profile there to update your image and things like that. So where you're used to seeing it up here at the top for the iPhone devices, it has been moved down here to the more section, which I like it. It's a little bit easier and it's more intuitive, so that is something to be on the lookout for. Now a couple other areas here I want to show you here. As you scroll through here, you can see all of our different categories that we have for product resources, social media, shareable websites, perks and incentives, and whatnot. We recently added a new Corporate Soul podcast for episode 6, so be on the lookout for that. Our newest major section here is our ASEA recognition area. This is where you can go through and see some of the different leaders and some of the people who have worked really hard to get these different leader recognition areas. And so keep working hard, and you might see your name here pulled up in this. If you click on the See All area, you can go down and you can take a look at these other PDFs that are down here as well for some of the other ranks. So let's go back here and let's just take a look at some of these other areas. I mentioned the app training section. That's an area that I want to make sure you guys are paying attention to as well. We have a little getting started guide that we have to re-record at least maybe once every couple months just to make sure we're up to date on the content, to make sure you guys know what you're doing with that. And there's also some really cool desktop training. For those of you who prefer to sit at the computer and email, this app has a desktop counterpart that you can use to send emails and be able to go through desktop emailing and sending email templates and doing things a little bit more less mobile way. This app can help you with that. And so I have some training in there to kind of show you a little bit more about that. So let's go through here on the Android device. It's largely the same experience. Just it looks a little bit different here with some of the font sizes and things like that. But ultimately it's going to be the same experience here as we're going through it. So a couple areas I want to show you here as we kind of get started is the settings, the My Profile area. And I'm going to show you that here on the iPhone. If I click on More and go to My Profile, This is the area that I was at earlier where you can adjust your info. You can make your image here. So if you signed up for ASEA under a business name, for instance, and you needed to update that to be more personal with your name, you can go into the My Info section here and adjust your information so that your name gets pulled over effectively and it's more personal, right? And this is also a good area to update your picture and a little bio there if you would like that as well. And when you put those in the system there, what that's going to do is when you share any content, for instance, if I was to pull up this Science of ASEA booklet here on the Android phone, it's going to open up this little, it looks like it doesn't work for that. Let me open up a video real fast and show you. Alright, when you pull this up here, anything that you share through the app, you're going to notice here an image here at the top with your image right through here. And so as you go through and click on some of these areas here, when you're adjusting the My Info section, that's the area that your customers or your contacts are going to see. So keep that in mind as you update your profile. You want it to look professional and you want it to look like it's coming directly from you. These banners up here across the top are all interactive. You can click on any of these here to jump to any areas of ASEA land. And you saw me click on the ASEA Impact one there to be able to get to our blog there. So back over here on the iPhone, let's look through some of these other little areas here. The share options. Let me click on that here and show you a couple things here. These share options, you're not going to spend too much energy with this. If you are posting something globally on a Facebook page, for instance, and you don't necessarily know who's going to interact with you, you have the option to do a lead capture. Lead capture is a way for you to, as it says right here, visitors will be required to enter their name and email address before gaining accesses to web pages you share. So, for instance, if you're sharing a video, check out this new ASEA content, and somebody clicks on it that you do not know who they are, the system will ask them for their name and email address so that you can kind of gather their contact for further follow-up. So that's what the lead capture area is. And as we get into some of the more features that we're planning on launching this year, that lead capture area is going to be a very powerful tool. Social display, if you have many other social media contacts or excuse me, usernames and things like that that you want to share on these different sharing pages that we're looking at here. For instance, when you go here and preview one of these images, you can add these social media images to show up here at the bottom of the page so that when they go here, when they go to these little player pages here to watch your content, they'll be able to quickly access some of your other social media icons and your other areas. Now when you're adjusting your market and language like you saw me do here at the start of the call, this is where you can tap here, go to market and language, and adjust it to any one of these different markets. If you're working with somebody out of the country, for instance Australia, you can go to Australia's content and share content directly from ASEA's Australia library. And that's very important as we're talking with different markets and content, because as you know, the content does differ between all of the content. So when you first log into the app, it's going to be isolated to the content that you're used to seeing in the app and in the virtual office library. So you want to make sure that you pop into the settings to make sure that what you're sharing is compliant for those different countries and markets that you're working in. Alright, so as we're kind of going through some of these different areas here, you saw me go through the settings area. Now let's take a minute here and talk about adding your first content, or excuse me, adding your first contact. And I'm going to show you that here on the iPhone real fast, because I already have a couple contacts in here with this app. And up here at the top you can see it's gone through a little bit more of a modern update. If I click on the Android device, you'll be able to see a couple areas. It just looks a little bit different with that. But if you want to add your first contact, it's first going to ask you if you want to sync all of your contacts or select contacts. Now, I've always suggested syncing select contacts, mainly because I don't need 500 of my contacts in my ASEA Connect app. I'm much better and more organized if I have my top 50 contacts that I'm working on through ASEA all through in there. So you can tap on select contacts. It's going to ask you to give permission to ASEA Connect 2.0 to access those contacts. You must hit allow for that to open up your address book like we're looking at right here. And we can simply tap on the sync button here to bring contacts from my phone into the ASEA Connect app, like I'm doing here. And when you see the gray synced button, that means the job is done. So now if we hit the back button here, I will have those contacts synced over. I already have contacts added here into my app, and that's what you're seeing here with these different colors here, the red, the blue. That indicates that those are hot and cold contacts. Now what that means is a hot lead or a hot contact is a contact that you're actively working with who wants more information about ASEA, so it's best to mark them as a hot or cold contact. And all you have to do is slide them over to the left or the right to categorize your contacts like such. So here, this contact for Corinne, I will pull her over to the hot category, so she is now marked as a hot contact, and I will be able to find her in my list when I go through here for hot. Let's see if it's taking its sweet time here. Let's do a pull down to refresh for the contacts and see if we can get that snapped out of it. There we go. So here's Corinne here. She's now marked as a hot contact, and I can find her by tapping on the hot button here at the top and seeing her there from there. Now I should be able to also go to my iPhone here and do a pull down to refresh, and it's going to find Corinne, and it's going to be marked her as hot here in my phone. She should be pulled up in here. Might take a second there. Alright, so she's not pulling in there yet, which is fine. But most of the way this app syncs together, there's a couple things that get complicated with as you're dealing with contacts that I want to make sure I address. If you guys have any questions about it, so I'm not going to spend too much energy on it today, but contact syncing, as long as you're keeping the contacts on your phone, it should be pretty straightforward, and I can answer any questions you have with that on our Q&A session here after this. So a couple things I want to show you here with the contacts. Adding a new contact is very easy by hitting the plus button here, and you can go and to add a contact, Steve. Let's go here and add a quick phone number. Alright, let's see if Steve was added here. There we go, test contact Steve. Let's go ahead and mark him as a hot contact. So just like that, I added that quick test contact for Steve here, and he's here in my app, and I can go through and start sharing content with him. So that brings us to our next question here. How do we share contacts, or how do we share content with these contacts now? So just real quick to show you, if you go to the tools section here on the bottom left, you're going to see all of the content that we were just looking at the start of our call. And as you kind of go through here and find content that you would like to share, you can go through and grab any one of these videos. Let's go ahead and grab this morning routine video here, and let's go through the process of sharing this via text message. So here we are, we're staring at this area of the asset where we can mark it as our favorite to find it at any other point. We can then preview it by hitting the play button. We can see what tags there are associated with this asset. And then down here we have this area for this share area. So if I hit back here, I want to pull something up here just to show you. We have this little description that I want to make sure you guys see here. This description, it comes along with the text message. So as we share this via text message, you're going to see that this description is going to pull into the post as well. So let's go through the process of sharing this via text message. So let's click on SMS, and we're just going to share it with myself here. Now this next screen that comes up, it's going to tell me to make sure I'm only sharing this with Derek Woodward, because there is some special magic tracking information in the link to make sure that when Derek opens this, the app user is going to get notified that Derek is watching the video and he's seen at least a percentage of the video. And so I'll show you a little bit more of that here in just a second. So let's hit OK on that. It's going to open up my text messaging software on my phone. Okay. Now remember that description that I was showing you here a second ago is all listed right here. You can see that listed right there. And so that's perfect. Now you can go through and you can update this if you would like. You can adjust it, personalize it a little bit more, and do whatever you wish here at this point. Just as long as you're not changing the link down here, because this link is going to be the one that's going to pass through with the text message. So let's go ahead here and open this up and send it. And let's wait for that reply to come in. All right, there it is. All right, so the reply came in. This is an example of what your contact is going to receive. Hey, Derek. And it's going to have that description in there with that link. So let's click on this and pretend like we are the contact. And as we pull it up in here, I believe my iPhone is going to start spouting off here that Derek Woodward has started viewing the Renew 28 morning routine video. Good to know. So let's click through here and watch a little bit of the video, maybe 10 seconds of the video or so, just to kind of show you what happens with this content. Okay. Now that we've watched a little bit of the video, let's bounce back into ASEA Connect and see exactly where that information goes. You remember here on my iPhone, I got a notification that Derek was watching the content. That information gets stored down here in your activity feed. So as I tap on the feed here on my iPhone, you're going to be able to see that I have watched 25% of the morning routine video that was shared via SMS. So very, very cool stuff here that you can see. All of the actions and things that happen with your contacts. Down here you'll be able to see that I sent it via text message, that I viewed the video, visited the site. Just a second here. And then up here at the top that I've watched 25% of the video. So a couple things you can do with the activity feed that I want to make sure you guys all know about is you can mark these as a reminder by swiping over to the right, and it puts a little blue circle in here which then acts as a reminder for you. So as you start sharing all of your content, I know a lot of associates will share a lot of content throughout the week, and then they will mark these reminders, and then they will come back into them at a later date. You can mark them all as a reminder like so, and then go to your reminder section, and as you're dealing with a lot of your different contacts, you can go through and follow up and say, hey Derek, I noticed that you watched 25% of that morning routine video. Did you have any questions on Renew? How can I help you better understand it? And things like that. So using the reminders is a good area to kind of stay on top of your activity feed as it starts to become rather busy, because as you start sharing, you're going to get a lot of information coming into here, and so using the reminders is a good way to organize that. So that's how you share via text message. A couple other areas here to stay up to date on ASEA news. You saw there on the tools page that you can always go to the ASEA Impact blog. Excuse me. Here, by tapping on this banner here, you can do that, or you can go into the feed and tap on this little radar button here. This is what we call an RSS button. So if you tap on that, you'll be able to get in, be able to see more information about our Instagram posts and a lot of our other different areas here with ASEA, like so, just to kind of stay on top of it all. So staying on top of ASEA news is important, and that's how you do so. So this is a pretty cool filter button here that I don't know if I've touched base on it very often. Let me go to my feed area here on my Android and see. So we have this little filter option here that you can filter all of the information that gets sent back to you. If you tap on this filter option here, you'll be able to go through and see all of the notifications of just people who have viewed the content. So right here, if I just want to see people who have just viewed the information, I can tap done, and then it's just going to show me only the ones that have viewed the content. And so you're going to get notified for anything that you send But if you only want to be alerted about the ones that where people view, that's how you do so there as well. It's a pretty nice way to keep things organized there. So another area I want to touch base on is sharing via social media. I'll touch base on that here real fast just to make sure you guys understand how that aspect of it works. So on my Android phone here, I'm going to go here to my social media images here, and I'm going to go through it and find one here to share. So let's just go ahead and grab this one right here, this social media image that we have uploaded here in the app. You can see a nice little description in here as well. And what we want to do here is share on social media. So what you're going to want to do is tap this social button here to be able to post this on a Facebook timeline or any of your other social media apps that you might want to use. I use Facebook because it's easy for me, and that's what I have here on my phone. But others can be used there as well. So just to show you how this is going to work here, I'm going to tap on social here, and it's going to introduce me to social share and how it works. So I need to write a unique message, and that is what I'm going to be able to use to post on my Facebook page, right? So unique is important anytime we're dealing with social media, because as we have any similar content out there, it's going to get flagged for spam based on the automatic content filters and whatnot. So staying on top of it, making it unique is an important step here. And copy your message and paste it into your post. And then if you shared an image with a link, we'll copy it automatically and help you paste it with your post. Perfect. So let's hit got it here. Now is my step to write a unique message, and it tells me to be genuine and creative. So let's use this example message here. Most of our images will have an example text like so that you can use to go through and kind of provide some context to the image. That's the purpose of it here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try to add a little bit of more uniqueness to this. Check my site for more information. And that should be unique enough to allow us to post it. So let's hit the copy button here. Your message has been copied. You can now paste it. Alright, so what pulls up here now is all of my different apps on my phone, right? I have so many different social media apps. I can post this on LinkedIn if I wanted to. I can post this on Instagram and things like that. So what we're going to want to do here is post this on my news feed. Alright, so now at this point I can say something about this photo. This area right here where this cursor is blinking is where I am supposed to post that unique message. So let's go ahead and post that there as well. And this is where you can decide who you want to see it. Okay, and let's go down here, and I like how it looks, so let's go ahead and post it. So now that that's posted, that's a very simple process to posting it on my social media page. If I wanted to jump over to Facebook and show you what that's going to look like, you can see right there on my page, I've posted here with a link right here as well. So what you can do here, which is really, really fun, is you can now add a comment for your replicated site for other people to follow. This is an important step for posting on social media. If you want people to come back to you and your page so that they're reaching out directly to you and not elsewhere, this is how you're going to want to do that. So let's add a comment with my replicated site. So let's go back into ASEA Connect. And let's go down here to our shareable social media websites. Or excuse me, shareable ASEA websites. I have a few different areas that I can copy here. ASEA Science and things like that. The one I'm looking for here is my replicated site. So if I go here and if I hit the copy link button here, it's going to put that in my paste. It's going to put it in my clipboard so I can now paste it here on Facebook. Let's bounce over to Facebook again. And let's go here to the comment area and simply paste it. And just like that, pasting it, it's going to be my replicated site now. So I have provided an engaging image about Renew 28 on my Facebook page. I have added a comment down here from my ASEA page, and I can now tap that, click on it, and get people directly to my replicated site directly from Facebook. So there's a lot of powerful ways that you can use this app to provide feedback for the app and share content. So things have been definitely improved upon with the last generation of the app, and I hope you guys see that, and we're really excited with the potential that this app has for a lot of people. All right, the other area I want to talk about here real fast is the Learn section. Let me pull up the iPhone here as it went to sleep on me. If I tap on the Learn, now Learn is going to be an area where we're going to spend a lot of energy onboarding and providing onboard training and product training for a lot of our different ASEA products. And you're going to see here we have a lot of different areas here in the app that you can do that with. So let's click on the Learn area and go through the 2 courses that we have just to show you how this process works. If you tap on any one of these courses here, we have our ASEA Ethos and our compensation plan there with Justin. As you tap on those, you're going to see that you can see all of the different lessons that we have uploaded here for the compensation plan. And you can learn all the different ways that you can make money using ASEA. And it's going to talk to you more about that as you go through here. So the compensation plan training is great. You can go through here and learn more about it. And as you finish these lessons, you'll be given an award that you can then showcase there in the app. If you go into your profile here, you can see your different awards that we have here. So as we start going through different trainings and different content, you're going to be able to get a lot of awards. And what's going to be really nice about these awards is they're going to come along with some discount codes for different areas of ASEA. So there's some cool things that we're thinking about and talking about with our sales department to make sure that this is a nice, engaging area where you can learn about ASEA and help others learn about it as well. Very exciting stuff here, guys. So the next area I just want to show you here is our business tile section, and then we'll open this up to a Q&A for any of you guys here on the call. We're a little bit over our 30-minute time frame, but that's okay. I want to make sure we cover a lot of things here to get going here. So on the iPhone, if you tap on that little More button there, you're going to look for the Business button here. And over here on the Android, it's simply laid out right there for you. If we tap on Business, you're going to be transported to an area of the app that's going to give you a high overview of how you're doing in the ASEA business, what is your paid rank, things like that. Learn more about your order history and more of your stats and where you're at to getting to the next area of ASEA, the next ranks. So really, really cool stuff to kind of stay in tune with where you're at with ASEA. So really nice stuff there, guys. The business area is an area that I know a lot of you take pride in, and if you guys notice any stats that are off in the app, please let us know and we will look into it ASAP. I know a couple of you have already reached out to me on a couple areas of the app, and so I want to make sure it's super up to date for you. We spent a lot of time testing this area out, so we want to make sure it's rocking and rolling for all of you guys. All right, so the next area here of the call, I'd like to take some time and go through a quick Q&A from you guys. If you guys have any questions or about how to use this app or any questions directly from me, I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. We want to make sure our associates and our users are empowered with the app and know exactly what they're doing with the app. So let's go ahead and open this up here to any questions you guys have. You can use the Q&A area on the app or the chat as well. That's going to work well for you as well. Okay, I got a question here from I'm not sure how to pronounce that name, but let's go through here and answer your question here real quick. The question is, how do I search content in the app? And that's a good question that we want to make sure we address here. So using my iPhone here, let's go through the business resource section, because I know there's a lot of pieces of content in there, and you want to be able to find the top content that we have here, right? So let's go through here and how you're going to want to search that content. You may notice here at the top of my page there's a little search bar. You can simply go up here to the search area and search for Redox, for instance, to find anything here for Redox. And you can go through any of our documents and tap on it and be able to then pull up the information there for any PDFs or any documents that you want to dive into. So what I like about the searching for PDFs here is if you run into a PDF like the let's search for the fall catalog or the fall magazine here. As you pull it up here and open it up, that one's a little bit of a large one here. It's got 26 pages, but you can definitely go through it here in a more interactive way by clicking on this top right button in there. If you guys didn't see where that was, whoops, right up here. This top right button, you can go through then and see all of the different pages here. If you want to find a page that interests you, you can do so and learn more about our Science Council right from there. Just some cool stuff to kind of stay interactive with our content as we're kind of going through here. Super exciting stuff though. This app allows you to be able to see all of our content library in a very, very interactive way, so we're excited about it. So hopefully that helped you answer your questions on how to search the content. Now keep in mind also these banners across the top. This is kind of a shortcut way to help you search the content. If you simply tap on this Share Renew Advanced banner, it's going to search for the word renew. Share ASEA Via, it's going to search for Via. So they're all interactive here, guys. It's very easy and straightforward. Now, does anyone else have any other questions they'd like me to cover or touch base on? We have a lot of plans with our March event with this app, and we're going to hopefully get you guys everything that you need to get started there with the app. So can't wait to show you some of the new things that we're working on. I hope you all have yourself an excellent afternoon. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach me at the connect@aseaglobal.com email address, and I'll be able to help you with any questions you have. Thanks, guys. Have yourself a good one.